Let's talk mental health. It should be an easy subject to talk about. However, most adults feel uncomfortable talking about their well-being. I believe it is difficult to talk about, especially with the older generation. However, with more people opening up, the topic is becoming more comfortable and less taboo. Despite it being collected that 1 in 4 adults will suffer from mental health issues, I think that the number is considerably higher due to people hiding it to save their dignity. Many people talk about mental health to be a weakness. However, in the 6 years that I've suffered, I am stronger now than I ever was. I have met many lifelong friends by bonding over our past experiences. There are 5 main forms of mental health disorders: mood disorder, anxiety disorder, schizophrenia or psychotic disorder, dementias and eating disorder. Mental illnesses can be caused by a reaction to environmental stresses, genetic factors, biochemical imbalances, or a combination of all 3. We have a natural instinct when it comes to stressful situations: fight or flight. It goes back to when we were cavemen. Do we fight this animal to eat it, or do we run away? Do we fight for our chance of survival or admit defeat? It's difficult for people to understand anxiety and depression, especially as it's not taught about in schools, and it's hard to understand something that you know nothing about. Mental health issues are different for everyone. No 2 people are the same. It's like fingerprints. I explain it like this. Mental health issues is like having a bag of shopping. This bag could be really heavy or could be really light. In some situations, this shopping bag can change weights. For someone with social anxiety, when in a busy place, this bag can be really heavy, so much that they're unable to lift it by themselves. They might need someone else with them to help carry the bag home. And when they get home, the bag suddenly empties and it's just plastic flying in the wind. That bag is a separate thing to you. What many people don't understand, people with and without mental health issues, that it's not you. It's not a part of you, even if it feels like it. Anxiety is like a plastic bag. That bag is not a part of you. When you go to Tesco's, when you touch that bag, it doesn't become a part of you. You don't merge with the plastic bag to develop a weird bag hand. Anxiety is something that goes away, eventually. I have a book at home, and I'm not sure why, but it always makes me feel better whenever I'm nervous. It's like my comforter. It's called A Kid's Guide to Overcoming Anxiety. It compares anxiety to tomatoes. Worries are like tomatoes. You can make them grow simply by paying attention to them. We've all been there, wanting to grow vegetables or fruit or flowers and wanting to be responsible for something. I've always forgot about mine. I'd go back outside after like 2 weeks of not watering it to find a dead, wilted plant in the pot. If you don't give yourself something to worry about, then all your worries will die. I have not lived a bad life. I have just lived a complex, confusing, but completely rewarding one.
Over 800,000 people die due to suicide every year, and suicide is the 2nd leading cause of death in 15 to 29-year-olds. Misunderstanding and stigma surrounding mental ill health are widespread. Despite the existence of effective treatments for mental disorders, there is a belief that they are untreatable or that people with mental disorders are difficult, not intelligent, or incapable of making decisions. This stigma can lead to abuse, rejection, and isolation, and exclude people from healthcare or support. Within the health system, people are too often treated in institutions which resemble human warehouses rather than places of healing. There was a video released earlier in the month of 2 policemen physically and verbally abusing a man lying on a hospital bed who had attempted suicide. Half of all mental health disorders show first signs before a person turns 14 years old, and 3/4 of mental health disorders begin before age 24. People with severe mental illnesses are over 10 times more likely to be victims of violent crime than the general population. 6% of UK health research spending goes on mental health. This is despite mental health disorders such as anxiety, depression, phobias, and post-traumatic stress disorder affecting 1 in 4 of the population.
When you next feel sad, smile. When you smile, the neurotransmitters dopamine, endorphins, and serotonin are released in your brain, your happy chemicals. The serotonin release brought on by your smile serves as an antidepressant. Many of today's pharmaceutical antidepressants also influence the level of serotonin in your brain, but with a smile, you again don't have to worry about negative side effects, and you don't need a prescription from your doctor. Endorphins are a natural painkiller, meaning if you're hurting, they're already trying to fix it. If you smile at someone, they can't help but smile back. If they don't, they're making a conscious effort not to, because smiles are contagious.